Hey, my name is Catherine Davison, and I'm here starting my first YouTube video entitled the Lightbox Dialogues, and it's a platform for forging the voice of the divine feminine. So today, since this is my first one, I wanted to just explore this whole concept of what is the divine feminine, and a little bit about me. So, I'm a cultural catalyst. I'm a psychologist by training, a health psychologist, and I'm an advocate for social change because a lot of what troubles us is actually that the culture is kind of crazy. Um, and we're having these great divides and innovations in all arenas of our living. My specialty is relationships. So, what I want to talk about is do you ever have this feeling that you're just bored and you don't like the way things are or the way they're traditionally run, and you're crazed by little interferences like maybe your cell phone provider or your insurance bill, and you want to make more room for the divine light in your life, but you feel like economic pressures are distracting you? You're just a normal woman trying to feed your family and create a beautiful life for your loved ones, and you want to do it no matter what. So, if that is something that you resonate with, I want to say I invite you to join me in creating the kind of life that we all dream of, the collective prosperity and well being and recovery and healing for ourselves and for our culture. So, these little offerings that I'm recording are called the Lightbox Dialogues because they're really like little themes that we put into the light for a little while, and we shine a light on them and try and understand ourselves and each other a little bit more clearly. And I also think it's a time to really dive in either to the deep mysteries of life and love and relationships. And also, it's a time to sometimes hold up a bold idea or a beautiful product that uplifts us. So, I just think it's something that I can offer to enrich your life while you're doing the laundry or driving your carpool or thinking that your life doesn't matter because you're not the president of something. So here's what I want to say. My mission in life is to spark more love, more joy, more compassion, and creativity to raise us all up. So, I guess the question is what is the divine feminine? Obviously, that's the operative question. Right now, we're in the middle of a massive planetary awakening. People are just having these strange and beautiful moments in their lives where they're feeling oddly called to do something new, to explore their inner life, and they're not even sure what that means, or they're trying some new practices of meditation or yoga. Currently, about 8% of people in the United States, at least, report themselves as regular meditators and practitioners of yoga. But gosh, when you get started, there's so many forms. What in the world do you do? So, I really want to explore this question of what is the divine feminine anyway? And in the series of podcasts and YouTube videos, I really want to invite your input and your questions, your curiosities, your challenges. But I want to just plant some seeds about what the divine feminine is. Women, because of their larger feeling nature, are more in touch with social change and intuitive shifts. We are intuitive creatures. We are wired for relationship, and we understand it a little more fully than men. And even, scientifically, it's been proven that our beloved brothers tend to be a bit more category oriented. They like to put things in certain boxes so that the lines are really clear. And as women, we see things as so interconnected. And so we understand, well, if you do this, it just affects everything else in the web of life. And so, our voices are really needed at this time because some of our most industrial friends out there are not understanding the implications of their actions. So, the divine feminine is really about understanding relationship. It's understanding that choices have a certain kind of flavor to them. And so it matters, little choices and big choices matter. Also, in terms of the divine feminine, an interest in spirituality as a higher perspective from which we cope with relational, cultural, and financial challenges is really a trend on fire. The instinct that we have as women to bring out the best in our loved ones, to focus on a higher moral tone without moralizing, to love and nurture and be nurtured in a wholesome environment that is not dangerous for ourselves and our children is a very primordial need. We want to break through barriers of leadership and influence and economic empowerment and decision making that have traditionally been the bastions of our brethren. And we need to create new pathways to peace and steer around the tempting rocks of war profiteering that are currently so prevalent in our culture. We want to educate our children in less directive ways so that they know themselves better and they grow in awareness as they grow as human beings rather than simply being put through hoops of standardized testing. We want to bring more humane sensibilities to our goals and our lifestyle choices. So these are like some inspired trends that we instinctively respond to. And so the Lightbox Dialogues are meant to be a forum for you to both find and use your voice to activate the future we all want. The things that we give voice to set in motion our future. And so I want to really invite you to stand for what you love and embrace. And I guess this is my time as a pretty shy person in many ways to speak to these themes. So this is really juicy stuff. And the question is how? So in our next section, we'll explore what how is for you and for me.